You can't be a thug 24 hours a day.
No, you gotta take some time off. You gotta take a thug nap.
Take a bubble bath.
Give a hug to a thug.
Hug a thug. That's a new program we should come up
Hug
with.
a thug is fire. Don't think y'all own Hug a Thug. That's ours. What's up? My name is Cypher Sounds. Back, baby. I'm a hip-hop DJ, radio personality, comedian. Even hotter, I'm the host of Hip Hop Treasures Bonus Gems, where I'll take you, the fans, behind the scenes, cut right there, beep, to find out what challenges we face as we travel the country.
This is the actual shovel.
In search of hip-hop's most iconic relics. Yeah. To bring them home to the Universal Hip Hop Museum in the Bronx. I'm Cypher Sounds, and I'm a field collector for the Universal Hip Hop Museum. I'm here with my guy, Paradise Gray, chief curator of the Universal Hip Hop Museum in the Bronx. Man, Fat Joe is pure hip hop, Dice. You know what I mean? He loves the culture so much, he loves the music, and like, he also represents the Puerto Rican culture that sometimes gets left out of the story.
That's why it's so important that we tell the stories.
Exactly. Also, the thing about Fat Joe is that he represents the BX, AKA the Bronx, to the fullest, right?
Yeah.
Now, Bronx is considered the birthplace of hip hop.
Yeah.
And in New York, there is no division between Latino and Black in the hood. Like, we all grow up in the same neighborhoods. When you see Fat Joe, you see the Bronx.
You know, that's what the important thing is they brought that anger of the Bronx streets.
Right.
They brought the fierce urgency of right now. And that's what incubated hip-hop in the Bronx.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The fact that the socio-political and economic stress was the thing that turned the coal of hip-hop into the diamond.
I think Fat Joe artifacts would almost have to be moments that were caught on video, and you would have to play those videos in the museum.
This is the jersey I wore in What's Love.
Wait, this is in the video.
It's in the video. I'm walking in the gym. I got two girls on me.
He always dressed fly in every video he was ever in. He always had the style and the sensibility, but because that song was so big, more people got to see Fat Joe's style. It's amazing, and it propelled him. But all of us that already knew him were like, he been doing this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hip-hop and sports is like cousins, brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like, so many ball players want to be rappers. The slang,
rappers want to be ball players.
Yeah, like the slang balling, like when you be like, yo, we was balling last night, means you was spending a lot of money, comes from when we were young, we would look at the basketball players and how rich they were, spending a lot of money. So we're like, yo, we're balling.
This right here, you know, me and Big Pun were the first rappers to ever perform with a boxer at a fight. We went to see Don King. He had no clue who I was. He ignored me for like 2 hours, and then he turned around and he said, "What do you want?" And I said, "Well, Mr. King, Tito Trinidad is fighting De La Hoya, and we want to walk him in the ring and rap." And he was like, "Yeah, why should I let you bring him in the ring? I got Ricky Martin scheduled." So he didn't give me no answer there, and I remember like the next day he called me up and said, "Why you didn't tell me you're double platinum? You guys are the biggest things out here."
When Fat Joe and Pun walked out, the scream, the cheers, it was too loud, bro.
And it was the perfect marriage of hip-hop and sports.
Every rapper that was there was like, "Why we ain't think of this? Are you crazy?"
Got millions of eyes on you.
And we was promoting the Terror Squad album that was coming out. Terror Squad album.
You made this specifically for that. When he pulled out the actual leather jersey that he wore in that fight, when he walked Trinidad into the ring, it was like, it was definitely seeing like a moment in history.
Yo, it was an iconic moment.
Iconic moment for sure.
In sports history, not just in music and entertainment history.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if you remember this.
Where's this? This is from the Terror Squad cover?
This is from the Terror Squad. I told you I keep everything. Pun signature right
Joey
here.
Green Eyes.
Oh, that's
This is the actual shovel.
The Terror Squad album cover, it being the Terror Squad first album, made it really important.
Yeah, the Terror Squad, to me, they remind me of a Puerto Rican version of Wu-Tang Clan.
Yes.
They formed a hip-hop collective, which included DJ Khaled, Remy Ma, Armageddon, Cuban Link, and the late Big Pun.
Right, then he said he almost didn't get Pun's signature because The photo shoot almost got broken up by the cops.
Yep.
And he was like, hey, sign this real quick, you know? And like, it could have just been a prop.
Yes, sir.
And then signing it, boom, makes it an artifact. Coming up on Hip Hop Treasures Bonus Gems, we got more stories about Digital Underground's treasures. Digital Underground is one of the dopest groups in hip hop. So eclectic, so funky, from the Bay Area, who made like a lot of eclectic hip hop music, but also had a fun side to them.
Digital Underground definitely were a throwback to a generation that inspired us to even create hip hop. You know, Parliament Funkadelic and George Clinton. Who could forget the mothership landing at Madison Square Garden and George Clinton and them with Sir Nose.
Yeah, that's why hip hop always gets a bad rep of being so hood or so gangster, so rugged. But we have a lot of fun.
Yes, sir.
And Digital Underground showed us that we could be fun and still create great hip hop music culture.
And for that environment to give birth to one of the most gangster, incredible.
Tupac had a whole persona of thug life. He was a dancer in Digital Underground.
Tupac started with Digital Underground. That's why I met him.
You had Money B and you had Shock G.
Shock G created an alter ego, which was Humpty Hump. And a lot of people, including myself, did not know if it was two people.
How crazy is it, and how much does it affect hip-hop to have an alter ego?
Imagine Chuck D and Flavor Flav being the same person.
Exactly.
How difficult that was.
Right.
That he pulled that off, and he did it for years, and nobody knew that he was both characters.
Hilarious.
You know, dope, man. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop has so much creativity, and there's many avenues that are yet to be explored.
Shock G, rest in peace. He's definitely missed.
Yeah.
First thing when you think Digital Underground, you gotta think of the Humpty Hump's nose with the glasses. I think the nose is being held by Young Hump, who is Shock G's protege.
Yes, I'll allow you to open it because you're the queen and you're here, and you are a hip-hop treasure.
Oh, wow.
That's a big get, man, the Humpty Hump glasses. You know, man, you watch Humpty Hump, it's like one of the most iconic songs ever that everyone knows. Old white ladies know how to do the dance. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And those glasses with the nose, it's like, it's goofy, but then it's so serious.
And the fact that it was his art.
Yeah.
Shock G made that with his own hands.
Yeah.
And it's so iconic to the imagery of
like,
Digital Underground. It's amazing.
It's
to be able
iconic to
have.
the imagery of all of hip hop.
Yes,
like
sir.
when you go to the Smithsonian Museum, you see Fonzie's jacket, you see Archie Bunker's chair. This is the same as that.
I'm offering that to the museum.
Wow. Are you?
Yes, I am.
I was gonna ask.
I know. Make it life easier.
Man, he just gave her the glasses.
Period.
And then also, this big head they had in the Return of the Crazy Ones video. I think if we could get that, that would be a nice statement in the museum.
That is it. And you asked how big it was.
Yeah, I forgot how big it was, too.
Love to have this iconic hip-hop treasure.
Well, we would love to do it.
That thing is so big that if we had a few more of them, we could probably end homelessness in San Francisco, Oakland area. That thing is big.
Yeah, it's huge, man. Either we gotta find a way to bring it to the Bronx or we gotta start the West Coast Universal Hip Hop Museum in the building where the Humpty Head already is and just build a museum around it.
You know, maybe we put the museum inside that thing. That thing is huge.
Thanks for watching Hip Hop Treasures Bonus Gems. I'm gonna catch y'all next time.